Hello, you lovely people there throughout the world. My name's David Charles, international psychic medium, coming to you from North Devon in the beautiful land of England in the United Kingdom. Today I'm doing a reading for you entitled, What is he thinking about me now? Or what is she thinking about me now? Right now. Popular title, I know I do it a lot, but today there's a slight difference because today each of the 4 stacks will contain a general reading and 4 specific questions that you may like. So choose a pack, 1, 2, 3 or 4. Pick a card reading, as most of you know. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. No credits, no music. Let's get straight on with it. And you can pick the one you like, pick the crystals you like, or go below, down there, and you'll see the 4 questions that relate to each of these cards. So you may want to pick 1 or 2. You may pick 3 or 4 if you want to. But pick a card, pick a stack now. When you're ready, pause the video if you want to, and we'll get on with it. So it's 1, 2, 3 or 4, and we'll move 2, 3 and 4 up there. Move the witchcraft dagger out of the way, and we'll get straight on with number 1 for you. Now today, of course, at the end of each reading I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers chosen by me just a few minutes ago with my spirit guides before we started filming. 6 numbers that could change your life forever. You could use them for lotteries and that sort of thing, but of course you must gamble responsibly if you're going to use them for gambling. But they're lucky numbers and they're going to be after each and every stack. So number 1 first. Let's take a look at what we got. The questions for this particular reading will come to you towards the end. There'll be 4 questions. I said you can look at them below. Down below there's timestamps down there if you want to preview them and see if they're questions you'd like to ask. To start with, number 1, I'm going to tell you the negatives. This is a general reading to begin with, then we do the specific questions towards the end, and I'm going to tell you the negatives first, get rid of those, then I tell you the lovely stuff, the positives, and then your 6 lucky numbers. Don't go without them, please. And don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your friends if you'd like to. This reading shows 1 or 2 negatives, mainly a problem with your yin and yang for lots of you. This won't apply to all of you. It's a timeless reading, of course, which means that you'll find it when you're meant to find it. You can find it today, 10 years from today. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. You chose these cards from these hundreds of cards here. So number 1, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, or maybe more than one. The main thing at the moment, your yin and yang is out of balance, which can mean that you're under some kind of stress. Possibly because of the question, what is he thinking about me now? Or what is she thinking about me now? So you need to sort out your stress levels and get some relaxation time in. Make sure you're eating okay and not smoking or drinking too much or at all, really, with the cigarettes. Your reading indicates temptation, as depicted by the Major Arcana Devil card, as some of you may know. Temptation means that you may be tempted to do something you wouldn't normally do, or to say things you wouldn't normally do, and the message usually from Spirit is don't do it. Sometimes temptation can be fun, but as long as you don't hurt anybody, be careful. So sort out your yin and yang, get some relaxation time. Doesn't look like you're sleeping too well, some of you. And another negative here is that the person I'm picking up mainly in this reading could be a bit untrustworthy with other girls or other chaps, whatever, whichever you're looking at. So they may be a bit naughty when they're not being watched, in other words. That doesn't mean that you're in a triangle or being two-timed, but it means that they could be a bit keen on the opposite sex, and that may not be something you want to hear. So not really many negatives. I don't necessarily see you as soulmates, but that is quite rare, as I mentioned so many times in these readings. Your soulmate can be your sister or your brother. But I do think things are improving for you. What is he thinking about me now? That's the question. He seems to be thinking, for some of you, I keep saying it won't apply to all of you, but I think he's thinking about children, which is not something I pick up all the time. So are there children around you already? Does he have some, or does she have some, or do you have some from a previous romance? But they're thinking about children, the possibility for some of you of trying for a baby, which is rather good because there are indications of pregnancies in the reading. If they're not you, number one, they could be very, very close. So watch out for that. On a separate subject from what he is thinking, I'm picking up a lump sum of money coming your way. Now, this sum of money, as so often happens with these readings, comes with a warning not to blow it. So it's going to be given to you by the powers of the universe, and they're giving you this money for a reason. I'm not sure how much it is, but it's been pointed out to me, so it will be worth knowing about. It's not just a couple of bob, put it that way. So some money coming your way that you need to sit on it, okay? Don't blow it or give it away too easily. This reading does not show deceit. It doesn't show you're being too timed. If you are, then I think you already know about it. The spirits won't tell you stuff you already know anyway. If this person you're with is your soulmate and you already know that, it won't be in the reading because you know already. The spirits tend to tell you things you don't already know. I think the romance between you, if that's what it is, with he or she, is going to grow. And I think it's going to grow soon. And I think it's going to grow for some of you, maybe more than you ever dreamed. It looks as though your romance is about to flourish. There will be odd bits and bobs of problems, as there are even with royalty, as we know. With everybody, there will be problems. But I think we're looking here, I'm not sure this is you, number one, or him or her, but one of you, possibly him or her, is very clever, very gifted, and pretty good at most things he or she does. This is a kind of trait that you like. If it's the other way around and this is you, then it's the kind of trait that he or she likes in you. So that's good. There are improvements all round in your earthly life coming up. That includes the way you work, the way you earn your living. Some of you I know won't be working, especially at the moment when we film this today. But there is possible improvement around your career or your earthly life, the way you survive with your basics, not your love life. That's something else. I believe that you're entering a magical period, a period when things will start to feel almost heavenly and blessed. This is not something I say every day. This is such a good reading, but watch out for temptation. Temptation, I believe, is presented before us to see how we react. It's almost like we're being tested by the powers of the universe. But your angels, number one, your spirit guides are telling me to relay to you that things are going to get better, particularly around this person, he or she. The question, what is he thinking about me? I think a lot of it's about family and children. Maybe there's been problems because some of you may have children already, of course. But I think it's going to improve. I think you've got some kind of new start financially, which is good. And the two of you, you may have been pulled apart a little recently by something to do with your yin and yang being out of balance. It can drive a sort of, not a wedge between you, but a gap between you, which is slightly different. And you can sort of drift apart and like you're on different tracks at times, like two different trains on two different tracks. But I think if you get your yin and yang sorted out, resist temptation to say things you'll regret, the two of you will join together. Now we have 4 specific questions I'm going to try and answer. Let's deal with your first question first. And the first question for you is, does he or she really love you? I believe that question, or it appears for some of you, you've got used to each other, put it that way. And that the love is there, but sometimes they don't say it often enough, and it can be irritating because you think, am I good enough for this person, or does he have a roving eye, or she? Do they love me? I believe the answer is yes, but I think for some of you, this person, he or she's been hurt before, and I think you have as well, by the way, but I think they've been hurt before and they don't find it easy sometimes to say the words, I love you, the 3 best words in the universe, aren't they? But I do believe that this person does love you, and as I mentioned in the main general area, I think things are going to get better. So that's your first question. Let's take a look at question number 2. Question number 2 is there interference from outsiders? Is there interference from outsiders? In this case, and I normally always get a yes for this, I don't think there is. I think there may have been in the past. I don't believe anyone's causing trouble outside. I do believe that he or she could be a bit flirty, as I said earlier, but I don't really pick up that there's jealousy or outside interference, which comes in so many readings, backstabbing and all sorts. I don't think you've got that. You may have had it in the past, number 1, but I don't really think there's jealousy and interference at the moment. So let's deal with question number 3. Question number 3 is, will he or she call you soon? Well, the answer is yes, straight away. There's communication here. As I said, the two of you are joining back together like two trains going on different tracks. You're getting closer together now. As long as you just keep things steady and play it easily and don't get, as I said, saying things you may regret or doing things you may regret, I think that they will call you soon. And I think at some point you will, some of you, not all of you, will be discussing children. Let's take. And your 4th question, is he or she your real true soulmate? As I said, it's not mentioned in the reading from Spirit as we look at it today, but I still believe that most of you, the answer to that is yes. And it doesn't always come. Most romances are not really soulmate things. They often feel like they are. Then when you split up, you think, well, what did I ever see in them anyway? So I think you'll understand what I mean. But this person, I'm getting a yes for this, for nearly all of you, number 1. This person, I believe, is your true soulmate. What do you make of that? Now I'm going to look at some oracle cards. 4 oracle cards to see if it backs up what I've been telling you. And here they are. Let's get this little crystal ball off there. They've all been shuffled. Let's take a look at the first one. This is a water card. And we'll go through these before your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers. And if you want a full-length reading with me on the phone or one of my team that work for me, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me or my team on there, and they are the best. I only employ the best. So my team are good, or they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. This is the first card from the oracle, and it's water card, and it's saying, celebrate a community of friends and happy announcements. Well, I've mentioned babies, so it could be something to do with that. Celebrate. There's a river there with a stone castle there. Celebrate a community of friends or happy announcements, or both. Let's try your second one. Another water card. In fact, they all are, but that's it. This one, I can see the other two below. This one is a water card. Extra magical energy surrounds your situation, which is exactly what I pointed out a few minutes ago. Extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. What about that? Expect miracles, number 1. Yeah, they're all water cards. Another one here. A droplet of water frozen in time. Never to be seen again. You're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. So, I'm not sure powerful is the right word I want to use for the romance, but it means that you do have more control over situations than you give yourself credit for, number 1. So remember that. I don't want to be flippant, but it means to me, don't let he or she do all the running and be in charge all the time. You're more powerful. You have more say in this than you give yourself credit for. And the other one is also a water card, which is rather strange because they have been shuffled. A nice waterfall, freeze frame photography, with long exposure. I should say, your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Remain positive and follow your guidance, number 1. Now, this reading is one of the best I've seen for a while. I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers, chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming today. These lucky numbers could change your life. Remember, if you're gambling, do it responsibly. You may need a pen or you can pause the video. Let's have a look. Number 1. Your first number. They may be familiar, by the way. They could be weddings, wedding dates, birthdays, anniversaries, the day your children were born, the day you got divorced. It could be something like that, but they may be familiar, and here they come. Number 7, number 9, 18, 37, 41, and 44. Do they ring any bells, number 1? These numbers could change your life, but gamble, remember, responsibly, or you get me and you into trouble. So it's number 7, number 9, 18, 37, 41, and 44. Busy old reading today. I hope those numbers help you hit the jackpot. Please let me know down below if I do. Please subscribe and share me with your friends on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. Give me a like if you like it, and please ask questions below and I'll answer all of them. I answer all of my questions, and it's been a treat reading for you. You can choose another one if you want. You don't have to just have one stack. Take a look at the questions below that apply to each of the stacks. And remember, number 1, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. So pick a card reading, a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, next year. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading, number 2, when you're meant to find it, when your spirit guides want you to find it. Now you found this reading today. You chose these cards from hundreds here. So there will be a message in here for you, number 2, somewhere, maybe more than one. Remember, at the end, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that could change your life forever. 6 numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming today. And I'm going to do some oracle cards for you. And remember, this reading contains 4 specific questions. They're listed below for you if you want to take a look. And they're questions that you may want to ask. If not, pick 2, 3, or you can pick another stack, in other words. You can pick all 4 stacks if you want. Each stack will have 6 lucky numbers. Magic numbers that could change your life. So, number 2. Let's get on with it, and I'll give you the main questions near the end. First of all, I want to tell you the negatives. And the negatives here, the question, of course, is, what is he thinking about me now? Or what is she thinking about you now? That's the main theme with the 4 questions near the end. I don't think, number 2, that you've had it easy recently. I think as far as this person goes, they may be a light relief from problems you've had in the past. I think some of you have negative habits, some of you have negative feelings and emotions, and I think most of you with that problem need to get rid of them. The message from Spirit, when spirits show negatives in a reading, they want you to remove them. So it can mean that you're doing negative things like smoking or that sort of thing, or not taking the exercise you should, or eating badly, or eating too much, or not enough. But it can also mean that you're mixing with negative people, and it can mean the person we're talking about is negative, and if they're negative, they'll bring your moods down. So you could feel a bit grumpy, and you mustn't let that happen. I think some of you feel a bit trapped. So the person we're looking at, what is he thinking about me now, may be feeling that you're not moving quick enough because you feel trapped by a possible alternative situation. Maybe you're seeing someone and you're already with someone else. That's just an example, but something seems to be holding you back. If it's the other way around, it may be something is holding him or her back from making a commitment. This will change soon, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think you've had it easy recently, number 2, and I think you're going to be rewarded for all the rubbish you've put up with in the past. Soon you've got some karma coming. I always say we get karma around twice a year. If you can remove the negatives, including negative people, including negative attitude, which comes up in all these readings, lots of them anyway, you'll find that you'll move on and you'll get what you deserve. And karma is obviously sometimes indicated by the major arcana judgment card. There it is. Judgment Day, in other words. And of course that means that if people have hurt you, number 2, they're going to get their karma. It's not negotiable. We can't change it. That's the powers of the universe. That's the way it works. You get what you deserve. You may wait a long while for it, but you get it in the end. And it always happens. So the negatives here are negativity itself. It seems that you don't do things that you should. You put things off too often sometimes, number 1. Not all of you. This won't apply to all of you. Pick out what resonates for you and ignore the rest, or pick 1 or 2 of the other stacks, because they've all got questions and lucky numbers with them. So to complicate matters slightly, you may be in touch with someone from the past, number 2. This may be an old friend, an old girlfriend, an old boyfriend, or it could be an ex-lover. If it shows up to be an ex-lover, it's fine. But with all psychic readings, well, 9 out of 10 anyway, going backwards to this person would be a mistake. If you're thinking of rekindling an old romance, think twice. Or if you want a proper reading with me about this, go to my website and book me on there. That's davidcharlespsychic.com, or pick one of my elite team. They will help you, and I only employ the best. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. I'll put the link to that below for you. So, first of all, the negatives are karma. I think most of you that's good, but it means karma. If you've been naughty, you will pay. I think the message here is that most of you have been good, so that's good, but anyone that's hurt you will get their karma. You've got to stop putting things off, number 2. I think you're delaying progress by sometimes dithering around and being a bit indecisive. So if something needs to be done, do it. As hard as it may seem. Don't put things off if you can avoid it. If you're in touch with someone from the past, they may be giving you something like a memento or a gift or something, but that doesn't mean you should go backwards to them. Some of these people you meet on Facebook and in the internet and that sort of thing. On a separate subject, you may be offered some work. Number 2, you may be sought after for your skills and your things that you're good at. That may not be a job. It could be someone in the family who wants you to do something. Knit a jumper for the baby or something, but it's something that you're being asked to do. Once you get rid of your negatives, I think things are going to pick up. And I do think that if you're mixing with someone that's bad, if this man we're talking about or lady is bad, then you'll get what you deserve. So you need to think about that. Well, I'm not picking up necessarily that they are, but they could be in some of you, for some of you. So now we have 4 questions for you, and we'll see if they help. Let's start with question number 1. Let's start with question number 1 then. The question number 1 is, will you be together forever? Will you be together forever? As I said earlier, you're going to get what you deserve. So if that's what you really want, I think you can be together forever, but it's certainly not a definite for all of you, number 2. I think some of you are dithering around now because you're not really sure of your feelings for this person, or you're not really sure of his feelings or her feelings for you. So there's a bit of doubt in this reading, and a lot of it's coming from yourself, not from me or the reading, from you. You're doubting it yourself. To say that you'll be together forever, I think would be pushing it, really. I hope I'm wrong. If for some of you, prove me wrong, please. But I don't really think that I think you'll be together for a while, and you can have a lot of fun and happiness. Unless you can change it and get more commitment from this person, then the answer is possibly no, you won't be together forever. Let's take a look at your next question. Well, your second question is similar to the first one. It's, will you be married or stay married? Will you be married or will you stay married if you're already married? I've got to give you possibly the same answer again, really, because I don't want to put doubts in your mind, but unless you can make things a bit more rosy in the garden, the chances are that you won't be married forever. Some of you are not married yet, of course, but the chances are that you won't be married forever till the end of time. You may find that little doubts creep in, as I've already hinted at, that as the time passes by, you may not be married forever. I can't be sure, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but unless you can make this better with this man or lady, the answer's got to be no, really. I don't think you'll be married forever. A lot of you won't get married at all, of course, but one or two of you may already be married to this person, so it may not be forever. Don't shoot the messenger, will you? Let me take a look at your next question. Your next question, is he or she two-timing you? Is he or she two-timing you? I don't think they are. If there's someone else involved, like an ex-wife, then you already know about that, so we don't count that. I don't think they're seeing anyone that you don't already know about. So if they have an ex-wife, you do know about that. In other words, what I'm saying to you is, I don't think they're being deceitful or naughty at the moment. I think they're being non-committal. I think part of that's because you're dithering around as well. You seem to both be a bit unsure of each other at some times. I keep repeating, not all of you, but some of you. So I don't think this person is two-timing you with anyone that you don't already know about, okay? That's the way I can answer that, as it means, of course, they may be married or they may be with someone that you already know about anyway, and of course you may be married to somebody else, or the same applies, you may be seeing somebody else as well. This is a complicated web here, but it is fixable. All romances are fixable. It's just, do you want to do it? Are you dithering around? And if so, ask yourself why you're dithering around or being indecisive. There will be a reason for you. Let's take a look at your next question. Your last question is, will you ever meet your true soulmate? Well, it all depends on the answers to the last two questions. So it's a difficult answer this, because as you're indecisive with this person, I think it becomes rather a trait of yours to be a bit cautious, almost certainly because you've been hurt in the past. But I think if you let this one go, I'm not saying you should, by the way, please don't think that, but if you do eventually let this person go, the chances are that you will find your true soulmate, which is telling you, I suppose, in a roundabout way, that this person possibly isn't your true soulmate. But I think you will find your true soulmate, but it may not be easy to do, and it certainly won't be on the internet. It certainly won't be on social media. If you find someone on there, forget it. They won't be your soulmate. Your soulmate will come to you because of the spirit world through natural means. They will find him for you. You won't find him on Facebook, or her. So if that's the way you're doing your flirting, I don't recommend it, because you could spend 10 years with the wrong person. So the answer to that question, I think, will you find your true soulmate? Eventually, I do think you will. Let me know below. No matter when it is, you may not find this reading for 10 years. What I want to do now for you is to pick some oracle cards, 4 of them, and see if they back up what I've told you today. So the first one is a fire card. Then we do the lucky numbers, so don't go away. Now, what a beautiful card, the moon over the sea. The fire card, you're embarking on a road that brings you to joy and abundance. What about that? Number 2, you are embarking on a road that brings you to the joy and abundance. So it looks, things are looking good. The oracle cards backing up what I've told you, things are not as bad as you think they are. This is a water card. We had 4 of these, I think, for number 1. Pictures of some leaves there through a window, I believe. Missing out on an opportunity, that's a question. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So you're dithering around, it's backing up what I said. Indecisiveness. Missing out on an opportunity, don't. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Open your eyes, number 2. Next one is a fire card again. Looks like the desert somewhere, and somebody's built a little castle of stones in the middle of nowhere. Probably the photographer. Let go of the past. Embrace the light and joy of a new day. So if the past is what's causing you to dither around and be indecisive, let it go. You don't need the past. Learn from the past, you can't go back to it. Enjoy the nice memories. So the words are, let go of the past, embrace the light and joy of a new day. And your last oracle card, another fire card. Well, that's an unusual one. Moody clouds over a lake or something, or a river. This one says to you, this fire card, number 2, you are sending out positive signals to attract new experiences. This card very rarely comes up, I don't know why. You are sending out positive signals to attract new experiences. So do that, send out positives. Remember, remove the negatives, send out positive signals. Now, I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started reading. These numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. Please let me know below if you do. And if you're going to gamble with these numbers, do it responsibly or we'll all get into trouble. And your numbers are, number 2, that's not one of them. I should say these numbers may be familiar. They could be wedding dates or birthdays or anniversaries or the day you got married or divorced even. So, are they familiar? Your first one is number 11, 19, 38, 47, 48 and 49 all together. Once more, do they seem familiar? Number 2. Your first one is 11, 19, 38, 47, 48 and 49. These numbers could change your life forever. Please let me know. Please share me with your friends and subscribe if you haven't done so. It'd be lovely to have you in our beautiful family of people from all over the world. No matter where you are, if you want a reading off my team, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. You can book me on there as well. I'll put the link below for you. And that's my website. And I only employ the best psychic readers the UK has to offer. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. Thank you for watching number 2. It's been so lovely helping. I hope I've helped you anyway. I hope you're happy. Please share me with your friends and click me a like if you like it. Remember number 2, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one's for you. Welcome to beautiful North Devon. The sun's coming out now in the late afternoon here in beautiful England. This is for you, number 3, and let's have a look. Now then, this is a timeless reading, of course, which means you can find it today or 10 years from today. It makes no difference when you find it. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you found it today and you've chosen these cards, from these hundreds of cards, there will be messages in here for you, number 3, somewhere. And I'm going to do the negatives first for you. And at the end, we have 4 specific questions that we're going to ask just for you. They're listed below if you want to take a look down there. And you may have already done so. So there'll be 4 questions at the end about the main theme of the reading, which is, of course, it's called, what is he thinking about me now? Or what is she thinking about me now? We're going to do some oracle cards, and of course then I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that have been chosen by me for you with my spirit guides just before we started filming this afternoon. So these lucky numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. Remember, don't go away without your lucky numbers, and you remember, please, if you're gambling with them, gamble responsibly. So let's tell you the negatives first, then we'll give you the 4 main questions at the end. First of all, the negatives are turbulence, as depicted by the major arcana card, the Tower, people falling out of the building up there. It's not that bad, don't worry. The Tower card can mean turbulence, which can mean changing jobs, changing your lover, it can mean anything. Changing things that make you feel a bit higgledy-piggledy. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world, because it's not. If the Tower card is surrounded by bad cards as well, I won't tell you what they are, then it can be bad news. But the message of this reading is, take it easy. Take it easy, number 3. You may be overdoing it. You may be in need of a holiday or a bit of a break. Some of you are overdoing it, and it may be that you're overdoing it with this person, the man or lady. You know the question, what is he thinking about me now? You may be overdoing it with them. You may be making things harder than they should be. But I believe that there could be some good things ahead. But let me tell you the negatives. Your stress levels are too high, which applies to almost everyone I read for these days. And if you need a break, please make sure you get one soon. Don't put it off. You need a break. What the reading says to me is maybe not a break, but you need to be kind to yourself. You need to love yourself, really. And I often say, if you don't love yourself, how can anyone else love you? But I'm not sure that applies. But you need to love yourself and be kind to yourself. And because you may be going through turbulence in the coming weeks, which could be moving house or changing jobs or changing location. Of course, it can mean moving in with somebody, and it can mean moving out from somebody. So turbulence means a bit of your life's being put in a bag and shook up a little bit. That's all it is. It's nothing to be frightened of. On a separate subject, you may be looking for work and you may be offered some work, which could come with a contract or a piece of paper that you need to sign or to study. This could come from a group of people. It could be a committee or a board or something like that. It may not just be from one person, or it may be more than one job offer. But that's not the main theme of the reading. The theme of the reading is, what is he thinking about me now? And I think this person is trying to learn about you. They're not sure about you. There's things about you that fascinate them. And I think that's a fantastic trait to have, number 3. Especially if you're a lady, an air of mystery, men find very, well, everyone does, finds very attractive. So keep up that air of mystery, because they're trying to pick up what's going on, and they're used to getting all their own way. This man or lady is good at reading people, but with you, they're struggling to see your energies. And it's intriguing them, really, that's the word. And I think it's making them get really fond of you. And more fond of you than they thought they would, perhaps. It won't apply to all of you, of course. You can always pick another deck, but take in what does and ignore what doesn't. I think you're dealing with legal stuff, paperwork. This can mean marriages, okay? But unfortunately, it can also mean divorces. But there's legal stuff in the reading. There's officialdom. You're signing documents. Could be mortgage papers. It could be a letting agreement on a property you're going to rent. But you're signing something soon. If you are, of course it's obvious, be careful what you're signing. Read the small print, or get someone to read it for you if you don't understand it. But watch what you're signing. I think the question is, what's this person thinking about you? And I think he finds you a bit puzzling. I don't think I've ever had this in reading before. He finds you a bit strange, not in a bad way. He finds you strange in a way that's fascinating him or her. Could be a lady, of course, and you could be a bloke. But let me tell you some positives. There is a pregnancy in this reading. We get one every time, I know, but are you pregnant, number 3? Or would you like to be? Because it's in the reading that you could be soon. If not, then it's going to be someone very close to you. It could be your sister or your cousin or someone you know at work. Somebody in this reading is pregnant, as depicted often by the Major Arcana Strength card. You see the lady there looks possibly pregnant. It doesn't always mean that, believe me, but it can mean that today, because I'm going by what lies with it as well. And I don't think, number 3, that you're sleeping properly. Going back to negatives here. So something is preventing you from getting the correct sleep. And it's not because you're going to bed late, I don't think, but it tells me that something is worrying you, or something, maybe not worrying you, but it's occupying your mind. It can be something lovely that keeps you awake. Waiting for Santa Claus can keep you awake. It's not always a bad thing. But something, I mean when you're a kid, of course, something seems to be disturbing your sleeping patterns. And usually I think of that as a real bad thing, but I don't think it is. I think something nice is on your mind and it's keeping you awake. And that can be that word, that magic word, love. So are you in love with this person? You don't look like Romeo and Juliet, and that this reading isn't overflowing with love, but as I say so often, the spirits will tell you what you don't know. There's no point in them telling you the stuff you already know. So you may already know about the lovey-dovey stuff. But I think if you take it easy, this chap or lady is learning about you, and you may find that you also are linked to study and education. Are you at night school or something, or university? Are you learning some new skills? Maybe you're learning the tarot or healing or something like that. But there's a lot of good stuff here. Number 3, a lot of good stuff, especially the pregnancy thing. And I think this man or lady, whatever he is that we're talking about, what is he thinking about me now, is about to make you a serious offer. Now this can mean a marriage sometimes. It can mean moving in together or going away together for a holiday. But something big is coming, and it could be, shall we try for a baby? So watch out for that for some of you. Oh, it's fascinating. What a lovely reading. Now there's 4 main questions as listed below, and I'm going to read them out to you because I can't memorize all of them. And we'll try and answer these 4 questions. And your first question is, well, we've touched upon your first question already. Will you have children or more children? Will you have children or will you have more children? You may already have some. And as I've already mentioned, I think that some of you, number 3, are pregnant already. You may not even know. If not, then the pregnancy, I believe, will be shown to you within 12 to 14 weeks. That's what I'm normally looking at. From whenever you find this video, it could be years from now. But within 10 or 12 weeks from discovering this video today, you'll be pregnant, or someone very close will be pregnant. So that answers the question, will you have children or more children? Let's take a look at your second question. Well, your second question is he or she trustworthy? Is he or she trustworthy? You'll be surprised about the amount of times I get the answer, no, they're not. But this time, I think that this person is trustworthy. I think that they're trustworthy with you, and I think the reason is for that is because they respect you. Not only do they feel fond of you, they find you fascinating, secretive, mysterious, and all the other stuff. And I think they find you too good not to be true to. So is this person trustworthy? I believe so, yes. Good news. Let's take a look at your next question. Well, your next question is, will he or she change for the better? Now, often we get readings where the person we're looking at can be violent sometimes, or volatile, or taking drugs, or all that stuff. So the question isn't really relevant for this person, because I don't think they need to change for the better, because I think they're pretty good already. So will they change for the better? If they change at all, it will be for the better. This is the sort of person that is improving all the time. So the answer is yes, if they need to. I don't think, for most of you, number 3, that this is a bad person. This man or lady, it could be both, either, is a pretty good person, a good catch. So it's looking good, and I do not give good readings just for the fun of it. If these readings are bad, I'll tell you. But as long as you get over the major turbulence, I think this person and you could have it made, really. One more question. And your last question is, will your love for each other grow stronger or just fade away? Will your love for each other grow stronger or just fade away? If you go by what I picked up today, number 3, it's going to grow stronger. I think there's only one way it can go, because there are children coming, I believe, or you may already have them. I don't see any disasters or reason for you to part. I think that you could grow stronger and stronger as the time passes by. let's take a look at some oracle cards. We took a look at 4 of these, and then your lucky numbers. Don't go away without those. If you want a proper reading with me on the phone, I'll put my link down below, davidcharlespsychic.com. If you can't get me on there, if I'm too busy, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best, and they are the elite and the best in the UK. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Oracle cards. The first one's an air card, all been shuffled, by the way. This one shows some birds. Are they going to roost, or have they just got up? I think they're going to roost. Once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. So are you a bit low in confidence at the moment, number 3? Once you acknowledge your self-worth, as I said, try to love yourself, your confidence will soar. Fantastic. Next one, an earth card. Let's have a look at that one. A tree, that looks like an oak tree. Again, is it sunset again, I think? This one says to you, number 3, give yourself permission to heal and it will come. Give yourself permission to heal and it will come. I think you've been a bit fraught, as I keep mentioning, you need a bit of a break. I think healing is the wrong word. I think it means give yourself some time to soothe and to love yourself, as I keep on mentioning, and it will come. Earth card again. That's a beautiful picture of a leaf. Macro shot, I think that is. And this one says to you, trust your inner strength and reap the benefits. Trust your inner strength. You have it, number 3. Trust it and reap the benefits. One more air card this time. Well, I always worry about this chap all alone on a blow-up boat in the middle of a lake with the clouds brewing in the background. I'm glad I'm not there. So anyway, it might be lovely. This one says to you, number 3, it's safe for you to stop comparing yourself to other people. Have you been, or do you compare yourself to other people? If so, don't. It's quite safe. You don't need to match up to anyone. This person we're looking at, this chap or lady, is quite a special catch. You're okay for them, so you're okay. Remember, try to love yourself. And now, number 3, I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers that could change your life forever. I'll say again, if you're going to gamble with these numbers, do it responsibly or we'll all get into trouble. And your numbers are, and I should say, of course, that they may remind you of things like birthdays or anniversaries or house numbers you lived at. They may be familiar, they may not be at all, but they could change your life. And they are number 1, number 2, 13, 24, 31, and 41. Do you recognize any of them? Do they ring any bells? Are they familiar to you? Let me know below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and share me with your friends. The numbers are, I've given you again, number 1, number 2, 13, 24, 31, and 41. Magic numbers chosen by me just for you with my spirit guides before we started. You don't need to use all 6, just a couple of them will do, maybe in a casino. But gamble safely, remember. I think, number 3, you've got some good stuff here. You can pick another one if you want. Look below and you'll see the questions that go with each of the 4 stacks. Each stack has 4 questions. There are 16 questions altogether. So if you haven't found your answer here, pick another deck. And it's been so lovely to speak with you. As I said, please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Give me a like if you like all this stuff. And if you haven't been to beautiful North Devon in England, you don't know what you're missing. Come and have a look. It's a lovely place. So thank you so much, number 3. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this last one is for you. Remember, this is for you, and there are 4 main questions at the end. If you want to see what they are, they're down below. And each of the 4 stacks today is going to go with 4 specific questions that we try to answer for you at the end. And of course, this is a timeless reading, which means, number 4, you can find it today, next week, or 5 years from today, makes no difference when you find this reading. You'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. If you've chosen this pack, these cards from these hundreds of cards today, there will be messages in here for you somewhere, number 4. So stick with me. I'm going to give you the negatives first. Then I'm going to give you some oracle cards, and then we're going to give you 6 lucky numbers chosen by me just before we started filming today with my spirit guides. These numbers could change your life forever, so stay with me. And don't forget, at the end, the 4 main questions that you may find fascinating. The main theme of the reading is, of course, what is he thinking about me now? That's the main question. What is he thinking about me now? Or what is she thinking about me now? But that's only the theme. The questions come at the end, and you can pick more than one stack. You can pick all of them if you want, because there's 16 different questions. Let me tell you the negatives first. And it looks as though some of you, not all of you, it won't resonate with all of you, take in what does, ignore what doesn't, but some of you, number 4, may be in a triangle or approaching a lover's triangle, which can mean that you're being involved and there's 3 people around. So it could be another lady or another chap. It could be you're being two-timed, or you're seeing someone that's married, or you're married and you're seeing someone that's outside of the marriage, that sort of thing. I'm looking here 12 to 14 weeks ahead. May not have happened yet, but if you are not in a triangle, then don't get into one. That's the message. Be careful. But some of you, I think, are in one, and I think a lot of you already know that. And you may be waiting for your man or your lady to get divorced or to come to you. Will they? We'll find out. Another negative here, and we do the good stuff at the end, so don't think it's all negative. It isn't. Another negative here is a nasty woman around you, or she may not be around you, but she's affecting you. Could be his ex-wife, or it could be her mother, if it's a girl we're talking about. But there's a woman around soon that can be very naughty, a bit spiteful, and a bit nasty. She doesn't think she is. She thinks she's doing right, but she can be a bit strange and a bit not very nice. So you need to avoid that. It's not a negative, but it appears to me, it's not necessarily negative, but it appears to me that you're coming to the end of an era, number 4, and that new things are coming. And you may have noticed the Death card here from the Major Arcana frightens people to death, and there's no need. It's not anything to do with death at all. The Death card means the end of an era and new beginnings. If you have a friend or relative that's not well, and you know that they're near the end, then the Death card can mean that, but it's very rare. Losing someone is classed as one of the major secrets, and the spirit world don't reveal that kind of thing at all. That's Hollywood stuff. But if it's already imminent and you know, then it can mean that, of course. But in this case, the Death card means the end of an era for you, number 4. And it's exciting, it's fantastic, because it means new beginnings. So, what do you make of that? Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, and share me with your friends. And let's take a look at the negative. I can't see any real negatives after that. We may get some when we do the 4 main questions near the end. So what is this person thinking about you? I think this person, for a lot of you, that's the question, what is he thinking about me now? A lot of them want you to move location. Is it that they want you to move in with them? Are they asking you to join them in a move to a new property? Are they asking you to go on holiday with them? They want you to move with them. That's the word move. And the move word is showing to me to bring great happiness. So if it's something that you understand, because I can't tell you everything, of course, but if this person wants you to move in with them, or to go away with them, or to move country with them, then consider it, because it shows to me the messages from my spirit guides, from my angels, say that should bring happiness for you, number 4, for most of you. If you want a full reading with me, I'll put my link below. It's davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website. And if you can't get me, if I'm busy, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. So that's davidcharlespsychic.com, and I'll read to you from anywhere in the world on the telephone. But at the moment, avoid a triangle if you can. Avoid a nasty woman, and there could be more than one of them, by the way. Remember, you're coming to the end of an era, and I think a lot of you know that already. It's not something to fear. It can be sad, but it's very exciting because it means new things, new beginnings. It's like you're reading a book and you've got 10 chapters and this is your life. And you're coming to the end of a chapter now, and when you open it tomorrow, it's a brand new chapter. That's how exciting it is. You don't know what's coming, but you can find out by watching me or ringing me. So, this person, I believe, is wanting a lot of you to move. Let me tell you the positives. On a separate subject completely, there's a share of money coming your way. Now, of course, that can mean a bereavement when people leave money and share it around, but I don't think that's the case here. I think you may have a little bit of a win, maybe with the lucky numbers I'm going to give you in a few minutes. These lucky numbers could help you hit the jackpot, so don't go without them. But there's money coming your way, and it appears to me, number 4, that you're so generous that you like to give. A lot of you like to give more than you like to take. You love giving things to people, Christmases and birthdays. And when this money arrives, you'll probably give it all away anyway. I'm not going to say don't do that because it would change your characteristics. But if you need the money, then try to look after it. But I think you'll give it away. I think you'll give it to your family or your friends because you're so generous. And you're so lovely, number 4. And I'm not patronising you. That's what's coming over here. I think you're looking into the mirror sometimes and feeling that there's something missing when there isn't. Remember the song Back in Your Old Backyard? You're searching for things, number 4, that you already have. You need to think about that because you may be contented and you're searching for things you don't really need. Without patronising you again or lecturing you, try not to look for things that you don't need. You've already got them. They're right in front of your nose. This person, this man or lady, could be just the person you want. You may be married to him or her already. You may already know these things. But let's take a look. Movement is good. Money is coming. I think generally you'll find, well, really, this reading, number 4, indicates to me, for a lot of you, that you're going to be rich. As I often mention, although richness can mean money, it usually means richness in the heart, inside here. What would make you feel rich, number 4? Tell me, think about it. Tell me below. What would make you feel rich? Because that's what's coming, and that's what's coming for lots of you. Not all of you. As I said, you can pick a different stack of cards. There's 4 to choose from, but I think richness is assured. I think the person we're looking at wants you to move, and I think the movement for a lot of you is in together. That can mean marriage or engagement or committing to each other without bits of paper if you need to. You don't always need a marriage contract. Let's take a look at your 4 specific questions. And your first question is coming up now. And your first question is, will your love for each other grow stronger or just fade away? Will your love for each other grow stronger or just fade away? I think I've already touched upon this. I think you're getting closer. I think you're getting closer. If it's the person we're looking at, or it could be someone else you're thinking of, I believe, number 4, you're getting closer. I don't think it will fade away unless you blow it somehow. Make sure this nasty woman doesn't interfere and cause problems. Once you're over that, your new beginnings indicate to me that you're going forward, that you will become closer, if that's what you want. Of course, some of you may not want that, but if that's what you want, you will become closer, I'm convinced. Let's take a look at question number 2. Your second question is, will your family accept him or her? Will your family accept him or her? If the dodgy woman is part of your family that's against him, then the answer is probably no. But that doesn't mean that you need to give up with each other. In fact, quite the opposite. I think that will make you even closer because you'll stick by him, whatever they say. But it may not be that this lady could be someone at work. But if the lady that I'm picking up is a nasty person who doesn't like this person, could be religious differences or something like that, then they may never accept him. But that does not mean that you should pack it in with him or split up. And of course it won't apply to all of you. For most of you, I really truly believe that your family will accept him, and for lots of you they already have anyway. I think they'll love him as much as you do. I really do think so, and I think most of you, your family want the best for you. They want you to be happy, and that's what you're going to be, number 4. Let's take a look at your next question. Your next question, again, I think I've dealt with it. Will you move into a new home together? Will you move into a home together? And I think we've dealt with it already without realizing it. That's what I think he wants. That's what the question is today. What is he thinking about me now? And I think he wants you to move in with him. If you haven't already done so, of course, it won't apply to all of you. But the answer, I think, again, is yes. So let's take a look at the next question. Next question, is he or she the man or woman of your dreams? Is he or she the man or woman of your dreams? I think you know the answer to that, and I think the answer for most of you is yes indeed, they are. This could be the person you've watched for and waited for most of your life, so enjoy it. I'll repeat, it won't apply to all of you, but for a lot of you it will. One more question for you. Your last question is irrelevant. It's should you just move on? Should you just move on? No, you shouldn't. Give this one a go. If it doesn't work, start to work within 12 to 14 weeks, maybe then. But I really believe for most of you, you should stick with it. So don't move on. Let's take a look at some oracle cards. There are 4 of these for each reading. And this first one is an earth card. And it's a picture of the desert. Oh. Footprints in the sand, or is it the beach? And it says to you, put your own needs first for a change and things will become more clear. Should that be clearer? Bad English. Put your own needs first for a change and things will become more clear. As I mentioned, you like giving more than receiving, and I think for once put your own needs first just for a while and things will become clearer for you, number 4. This next one is a fire card. Don't go away without your lucky numbers, number 4. This one looks like a flame in the shape of a flower. I don't know how they've done that. Lovely thing that is. There is news of an exciting endeavour. Use your ingenuity. There's news of an exciting new endeavour. Use your ingenuity. It means you're quite clever, of course. You're ingenious, number 4. Use it and things will get good. I think only you know what knows what that means. This one's a water card. Always reminds me of my trip to Canada, that one. The lakes there are gorgeous. British Columbia. This card says you have a desire to move on and search for something more meaningful. This is not about the love thing, this is something else. You have the desire to move on and search for something more meaningful. It tells me, number 4, that I think you're quite a spiritual person, and maybe you should put some thought into that, developing your spiritual side. Maybe look at psychic stuff or healing stuff, or maybe even witchcraft, the stuff that I do a lot. But search for that. Don't put it off the love thing, because the love thing looks good. One more oracle card, then we do the lucky numbers. So another water card. Looks like a lighthouse from some ancient historic novel. I'm not sure what it is. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. Let go of the past. If the nasty woman's part of the past, let go of her. Don't hurt her though, you'll get karma. Let nasty people go. Get rid of the past and look to the future. The future looks good, especially romantically, number 4. Now I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers. If you're going to gamble with these numbers, do it responsibly or you'll get us both into trouble. These numbers could change your life. You don't need to use all 6, just a couple may do. These numbers may be familiar. They could be wedding days, birthdays, anniversaries, numbers you lived at, house numbers. Let's see. You may need a pen or you can pause the video. Your 6 lucky numbers are number 3, 13, 22, 26, 32 and 42. Do they ring any bells, number 4? Are they familiar? Do they make you smile? Do they make you frown if it's a divorce day or something like that? Maybe. I'll give them you again. 3, 13, 22, 26, 32 and 42. These numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. Let me know down there if you do. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload new videos with new lucky numbers, with new questions, usually about once a week, twice if I can. And please share me with your friends on all the social media and help the channel along. It's been so lovely talking to you from beautiful sunny North Devon in England. If you haven't been to North Devon, come and have a look. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing if you will. And remember, number 4, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.